everybody. So it's 9:30 here in sunny Spain on 26th of May. It's Thursday. And yes, not a whole month, but most of the month has been lovely and sunny, lovely blue skies. And don't forget, I'm doing a daily vlog now on the YouTube channel, 5 minutes every day, just showing you what I get up to. And I've been up to some strange things this week, which we'll talk to you more about later on in the show. We got 5 in the house. It's just starting to trickle up a bit. 6 now. So tonight's topics. Is number 1. When is it entry to Spain denied? Now that's a bit of tongue in cheek. And the other one I think is going to have a lot of interest. And obviously I know a few people here having a problem with it, and that's the UK driving license exchange for Spain, because as from the 1st of May of this year, if you've been living in Spain now, especially after the Brexit, and become a resident for 6 months, you've got to exchange your UK driving license. And I'm talking about UK, I'm not talking about anywhere else at the moment, but I'm just talking about the UK mainly. You have to exchange it for a Spanish driving license, which I have done, but now you have to take a Spanish driving test. And I'll talk more about that later on in the show. So that's tonight's topics. So first of all, I just want to thank a couple of my sponsors, as you can see over there. And I'll just whack them up now. And that's good old Lobster. And I can safely say that's not me. But yeah, Lobster. And if it weren't for Lobster, I wouldn't be doing these live broadcasts I do each day. Another one I've got to thank is Currencies Direct, top people. Now, obviously, thing that I've been always going on about is the coffee fund, if you want to support me. But now, if you look on, especially on YouTube, you look at the bottom, I'll just put this up at the moment. Now, at the bottom, you see a thing called thanks. I don't know if you can see my cursor, but if you look below, see, you see a thing called thanks. Now, apparently, if you tap on that, you can give me your good-earned money. And I believe, here it is, this is what will happen. If you tap on thanks, you can thank Expat and Mazaron, and you can put a comment there. And also, whatever you want to give me, I would love the £50 one. No, the €50, sorry. And you can have a message. And I believe, because I haven't seen how this works, but I believe that that message will actually go on to the YouTube video. But I would have to wait and see. So anyway, just thought I'd mention that. Something else I want to mention, I want to say a big thank you, especially with the people that actually watch my daily vlogs. And one of the things I asked yesterday was, could they support my other YouTube channel, which is Sean the Drone? Now, since I asked that, I can't believe it. I want to thank everybody that's just subscribed to it. I'm only 41 short now, guys. 41 short, and I have 1,000 subscribers. So I want to thank everybody that's subscribed to Sean the Drone. Yeah, I'm only 41 short. I've noticed every time I check on it, it's going up and up. I might even get my 1,000 subscribers tonight. So I want to thank you. So anyway, oh yeah, I want to also, if you want to buy any of the merchandise, as you can see, no, that way, let's go a bit more. You can buy the merchandise, the Expat Mazaron merchandise. Now, if you look below this video, if you look below this YouTube in the description, there'll be a link to Expat Mazaron merchandise, and you can have loads of things on there. There's a lovely link on there. And I think down, I've got a photograph of Dave. Dave has bought one. Top man. He come over on his holidays, I believe. I might be wrong, Dave. But he's bought as you can see there, the Polo shirt with the Expat in Mazaron subscribers tee. Polo shirt. So, Dave, you're top man. Thank you very much for that. So, let's get on with the intro, and then we'll start the show. Just let me find it, because it's all highly professional here tonight. I've got no help.
feliz porque si no soy yo, pues ¿quién? Todos caen a mi lado, el freno lo arranqué, me siento feliz porque yo no dudo mi power. Te burlaste de mí, se acabó. Trata de festejar, celebramos el bienestar. Tantas estrellas brillan, quiero un carro que corra más. Nada me rompe, no, nada me rompe. Trata de festejar, celebramos el bienestar. Tantas estrellas brillan, mi Marte me espera mientras rodea. Nada me rompe, no, nada me rompe. Quiero un carro que corra más.
Very much, guys. Thanks for watching that. So we started the show now, at long last. I've had quite a few questions this week. I can't believe, especially from the people from the UK, I can't believe there's still a lot of people just seem to think that they can come to Spain and think, it's like the old days. Well, unfortunately, guys, it's all changed. Please check out my videos and my playlist, especially after the Brexit thing. Guys, it's changed. Some people seem to think they can just come over here like the old days and get a job. No, it's all changed. So what I will say is, even though I'm just sort of giving you a bit of information, guys, don't rely on putting things up on Facebook and asking for comments and that. Bonnie's just down here and wants to jump up. But what I will say is, please check out the proper sites, and one of them is the Citizens Advice Spain. Very good site. Is you can actually ask questions on there, and you can download information forms, and it's free. It's not going to cost you nothing. Because I get a lot of people asking me, how much will it cost for a solicitor? Guys, if whatever you're buying, and depending on where it is in Spain, it's all going to be different. So please check out those sites. Another main site is the government UK site. Now, they got 3 categories there. One is living in Spain. So it's always worth checking it out, especially about the driving licenses. Now, somebody did say to me tonight, I don't know how true it is. I haven't heard nothing, hasn't been confirmed to me. And I can't find it now. There was a message. I think what it was something about that there was the deal with the DVLA had been agreed upon, but I haven't seen nothing of that, so I don't know how true that is. But check out the UK Gov site. Obviously, the healthcare of that as well, and check your passport. Now, some people have been saying this past week that their passports are taking a lot longer than the usual 2 to 3 weeks. That's how long it took me to get my passport renewed, and some people have been waiting a couple of months. So I don't know if there's anything going on in the UK about delays. I don't know. Also, worth checking out the Spanish embassy in the UK or the British embassy in Spain for any up-to-date news as well, because obviously things do change all the time. Okay, another one, especially if you're interested in Campersol and you want to hear some of the up-to-date and probably more, I would say, true facts, because there's loads of stuff on Facebook as well that get a bit out of hand. And that's, if you're worth checking out, they've got the internet website, I should say, called the CampersolFactCrusader.com. And you should get all the up-to-date information, what's going on at the moment on Campersol, about the bridge that's been repaired. Believe it or not, there have been council workers going around on Campersol starting to clean up the road edges and that. So that's something different. Campersol news. Right, hot gossip, especially for people on Campersol. The Thursday market on Campersol A, as far as I know, it's coming back in 2 weeks' time. So in 2 weeks, not next week, the week after. Officially, I don't know 100%, but as rumours are, it's supposed to be coming back. And it also sounds like the car boot, don't get much car boots in this part of the world, Mariano's is also coming back. But I don't know. I think with the car boot, maybe that will be the same time as well in 2 weeks' time. So watch this space. So hopefully on the next show, that one there, the next show end of June, I should be able to say, yes, the market's back. And to be quite honest, I think all on campus are missing it. Okay. It also looks like the yearly fiestas that we used to have here before the COVID. We used to have like a fiesta about August time for over the weekend. It was like live music, entertainment, stalls and things like that. Because of the COVID, the organizer that I'm just reading it off there, it might not return. Now, this year, it's already been cancelled because of the COVID rules anyway. It's through insurance. It costs so much money, apparently, and it takes money out of the funds because it's all free, don't forget, and it's what people sort of put into it. But the lady that runs it, which is Sue Tinkler, she's obviously been doing it for quite a few years now, and she wants to step down. And so far, nobody has stepped forward. So if anybody out there that wants to take on to run the fiesta, and obviously all the trips that she organizes through the year to get the money, please contact her. So if you can get in contact with Sue Tinkler, if you're on one of the Facebook groups, and I'm sure a lot of people that are part of different groups can get a hold of her, but at the moment there's been nobody sort of come forward and said that they would take on the job, which would be a great shame, because when I first come here, I think within a year, Sue Tinkler already set up the new fiesta, and it was amazing, you know, free entertainment, and some amazing shows on as well. But it'd be a great loss if that goes. Right. Now, the Mazaron Council put up a video the other week on Facebook. They must have paid a fortune for it. But it's actually showing, because another thing that's going on in campus, they're going to re-tarmac the road from Campus Soul C right up to D, the main road that goes up to those two areas. But on the video, it looks like it's actually starting from way down on B at the filling station. But unfortunately, hasn't given a start by date. All I know is, I think the last time I looked on the Campus Old Factors Crusader channel was that they're looking for the tender, to put in the contract for it. So look, obviously it's still going ahead. It was blocked last year. Apparently, one of the political parties didn't want it to go ahead. Anyway, apparently that's all been approved now. So it is on the way. Now, another good thing, obviously, here at the moment with the Ukraine war situation, obviously, prices have been going up. The pound's not doing very good, apparently. And the cost of the fuel here in Spain, I mean, I try to capture a picture of the fuel prices. Now, so one of the high grade, unleaded, whatever you call it, was over €2 a litre now. So, but the 20 cents, to be honest, is a big help. Now, obviously, what you see on the pump, when you go up to the till, they take the 20 cents off. And usually I always get about €5 knocked off, which might not be a lot to some people. To me, it's a big help. So that's that. Let's go on to the next page. Car tax. Letters are in the post at the moment. Most of all my friends have had their car tax. I haven't had mine yet, so I'm waiting to get my car tax through the post. And apparently now you go up to the cash machine. And it's a simple procedure, putting up the barcode, and the job's done. Another thing, I don't know how true this is. The Spanish government has said they're going to cut electric and gas bills. I have to wait and see. Now, I think the next week I'll get my electric bill in, and I'll be honest, my electric bill has gone up. Even though I've gone down to the umbrella shop down in Mazaron now to get the economical daily cheap service, but I have noticed the price of our bill has gone. Well, at the moment, I'm paying what I would pay sort of like the high end of the summer, and we're not even using the aircon yet, so. Let's just hope that that's true. But I'm seeing no, as always, no proof of that. Are we going to notice a drop in our electric bills? But no doubt that's the same all over. I was speaking to my daughter in the UK, and God, their bills have gone right up. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now, before we get onto the topics, is I'll show you some photographs I've been up to the week. Now, as I mentioned before, the bridge that goes over from B to C, as you can see there. Now, this was done a couple of months back. With all the heavy rain that we had, it was just getting bigger and bigger. Anyway, at long last, beginning of April, I believe, it's all been fixed. Now, apparently, they call that temporary. To me, I think they've done a good job there. So why they didn't tarmac the whole bridge, I don't know. But it's done. That's what I'd call fantastic, because there's nothing worse than a big hole in the road. Condado. Now, I've been to the Condado a couple of weeks ago. I don't live there, so I don't know what's really going on. But from what I can see at the moment, there's not a lot going on at the Condado. Some of the bars and restaurants are open, but it is looking a bit plain at the moment. Hopefully things will pick up. Now, when I went there a couple of weeks ago, I went over to the golf club, and it's good to see that the bar part of it was open. But I did speak to a guy on the golf course, on the range part of it, and he did say nothing going on here. Even though I've been told by a few people it's supposed to be reopening again in June. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Now, another thing that happens a lot, especially in our area, believe it or not, is earthquakes. Now, that big star there was an earthquake. Obviously, we're quite a distance from that, but I did have another map, and obviously put up the wrong photograph, and you get loads of those little stars all over it. So we do get earthquakes here, but usually the earthquakes are just like little rumbles. But I just thought I'd put up anyway, because I think some people tend to think we don't get things like that here, but we do get earthquakes. And I know Lorca, as you can see on there, had a really bad one about maybe 10, 15 years ago. And not quite, but a few people did get killed, unfortunately, where some old buildings fell down and killed them. So we do get earthquakes, and I've felt a couple since I've been here as well in the basement. It hasn't fallen down on me. But it does make you wonder when you go out in the country and you see a lot of these old thinkers, as I call them, with all the roof caved in. Is that because of the earthquakes? But anyway, just thought I'd put it out there. Another thing that obviously I went on about, especially last month, was the rains. And I can't believe, now usually this field, this is the back where I walk Bonnie, it's like a meadow. Can't believe how green it is. And when you're looking around, it looks like I'm in Wales. Can't believe it. But past couple of weeks, the weather has been fantastic. I think last weekend we had a really abnormal high temperature. It was touching the 40s. So yeah, the summer has arrived here in sunny Spain at long last. Now, if you didn't know, you probably didn't anyway, but up on the Espuna, the Sierra Espuna, they call it the plane building, and it's all been done up. So obviously the local tourism area has been given a load of money. Now, the picture that you see there is not the full, that's what it would have looked like if they'd finished it. I'm not going to go on about it tonight, but if you go up to the Sierra Espuna near the information office, you see what I'm on about. It's called the plane building. It's got a lovely viewpoint there. But I thought I'd just put that up. Me, Young and RV, we'd gone out exploring a couple of weeks back, looking at some, I was doing a sort of a recce for one of my trips that I'll be doing in August with the Campersoul Explorers. This will be one of the places we'll be going to. Is a nice Moorish castle that you can go inside and have a nose around. I found an old monastery as well. And talking about the Campersoul Explorers, we went out at the beginning of the month up to Mohaca, the old village of Mohaca. Lovely old white village, lots of narrow streets. The video comes out next Tuesday. We're going to watch it. Which is the end of the month, believe it or not. And then, yeah, no, I'm not going to talk about it tonight. Now, the next one, these people got really dirty. Not far, about an hour's drive from Camposol, San Pedro del Penitor. This way you go and stick the mud on you. The lovely black mud that's supposed to be good for rheumatism. It does. Thankfully, I didn't do it, but these guys did it. And I think, I can't forget his name now, but he covered his face. It was such a good sport. Well done, guys. And the other night, last week, I believe, I went down to the port, near the port, I should say, it's between Balwavo and the port of Mavaron. That's, believe it or not, that, and you can see by the sign there, that's the dog beach, believe it or not. It's a massive beach just for the doggies. Now, they've got 3 in the Mazaron area. There's one there, and there's one the other end of the port going down towards the planner. And there's one down near Pacelli's beach, I believe. So, yeah, the doggies are spoiled here in Spain. And while I was down there with my doggie, I met these 2 guys, which is John and Maeve. And also I met these 2 other guys called Andy and Nikki. I hope you've got, if you're watching, guys, I hope I've got the name right. And to finish it off, I'll just show you next week's weather. Still looking good. Look at the temperatures, guys. I mean, today it was a little bit low. And if you can see there, it's starting to go back up again. We have got the old ceiling fans on. I've got a little fan out. It's a bit cooler today. So I haven't got, but I can see the aircon coming on. So if you're coming over next week, guys, pack your shorts, your trunks, just get your suntan lotion on, get your flip-flops ready. So, yeah. I just not that. I don't want to put that on again. Okay, so I think I've done it all. I talked about the weather, talked about my next week's video and the topics. So I'm going to say straight away, we've got 62 in the house watching. Thank you very much. So we start with the topics now. I'm going to put a disclaimer here. I should always say a disclaimer, really. This information is off the internet, and I personally have never had this problem. Now, what I'm talking about first is, when is entry to Spain denied? Now, I've got this apparently information from the Immigration Lawyers Spain website. Now, I don't know really if this is to scare people, but also it's quite pretty straightforward information. And I'm just going to read it off, and we'll look at the comments in about 10 minutes' time. So if you've got any comments, please chuck them up there. I've got 34 at the moment, so that's looking good. 66 in the house. So the main reasons that you can get your entry to Spain denied, in case you are traveling to Spain for less than 90 days as a tourist, no matter if you're planning to visit the country, you come for business reasons or similar, there are several requirements you must meet. Nevertheless, if you fail to meet any of them, your entry to Spain will be denied at the airport. And in this article, which I've written off the internet, obviously, we explore which is the reasons that you could cause that, provided that you meet each of them. You will be able to freely enter Spain and enjoy your short stay. Obviously, we're talking about holiday makers. So when you enter Spain denied, let's discover it. See, as you can see, I've copied this all of this off the internet. Right, here we go. Lack or incomplete accommodation. One of the main requirements you must satisfy is demonstrating that you have a place to stay during the total days of you going to spend in Spain. This means that each and every single day in the country, you must properly justify your accommodation. From the day you arrive in Spain, which can be seen on your flight ticket, from the day you have your flight return. You must have a place to sleep, and no matter if you're staying at a hotel, apartment, or your friend's relative's house, you must demonstrate each and every of these nights, booking, proof of address, where you're staying. So what I tend to think that what they're going on about here is that when you come into Spain, I mean, most of you can probably have a hotel, and you've got to book in a hotel. You're not going to come to Spain and sleep on the streets, are you, really? And even if you're staying at a friend, you know, if for some reason, I mean, I would imagine at the moment you're still with your COVID stuff, you've got to give some sort of proof where you're staying anyway. I'm not up to date with all that stuff because I'm already here, but I would imagine that would be on the form anyway. Some proof of address, or obviously telephone number. Right, the next one is money to spend while on holiday. The second condition that can get you entry rejected is not possessing sufficient means of sustaining yourself in the country for the amount of time you've planned to spend. God's a mouthful, isn't it? How much money in the industry? According to the Ministry of Interior, the record amounts up to, I don't know, I've just lost my internet then. Hang on, I've just, because I looked at a thing, I've lost it. Oh yeah, sums up to €90 per day per person, which is 10% of the minimum gross salary in the Spanish territory. Hence, if you're spending 30 days in the country, you must show €2,700. So who stays for 30 days? But things are not that complicated, apparently. You can combine both cash and credit cards. For example, you can show £1,000 that you're bought in with your cash. But then who carries that amount of money in cash? Maybe, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't, but maybe some people do. And then in the possession of additional money in your bank account. How are you going to show that? I don't know. I won't want to show anybody my bank account details on my phone and whatever, but this is what they're saying. Another important consideration here is no matter if you get invited to a friend's or relative's house or invitation letter, you still the one who must demonstrate their financial solvency. In this case, the exact same amount applies. Really? So obviously what they're saying, you can't come to Spain with no money. You wouldn't anyway, would you? I mean, most people would come, but I would imagine you would have it in your bank account and you would go to the cash machine when you want money. I think the day of traveller's checks is completely finished. But yeah, health insurance, number 3. Even though not 100% required, another nearly must have be in possession of a health insurance that covers you during your short-term stay in Spain. As we've said, you can become a burden to the Spanish economy government. Hence, your insurance contract must be cover you for the case of an accident or emergency. To be more precise, this insurance must cover hospitalization, medical treatments, and in case of an accident, body. Can't you read that word? Up to a minimum of €30,000 coverage minimal. Usually airliners offer you an option to hire a similar package when buying your flight tickets. We recommend that you purchase one of these. So what happens if your entry has been denied? Guess what? Reach out for the immigration lawyer. So I'm not too sure on the health insurance policy idea. I mean, I'm right in thinking you don't have to take out an health insurance. Obviously, it's advisable to. And I think the icky card thing, or I don't know if that's changed now, but maybe it has. No doubt a lot of people are going to say something there. Yeah, health insurance is probably a must anyway. So I'm going to do now, just before we kick into the UK driving license exchange palaver. Let's have a look at some of the comments tonight. So we'll start from the top. So we got John, he's popped in with a thumbs up, top man. We got Harvey, trying to get the beers out, ready for the show. So obviously that was at the beginning. Gemma, hello, Sean, loving the daily 5-minute blogs, top man, Nurse Jim, and the family. I know you guys, so top people. Fem, hi everyone. Hi Sean, tonight's Q&A supersedes the previous show, staying awake, buddy. Top man, lots of thumbs up there as well from Fem. We got Sharon, Sean. We've got Steppin Wolf, currently in Sharon, Andalusia. Before heading back to Dorset next week. Dorset, a fantastic place, I must say. Thomas, evening, sir. Vodka Dave's in the house. Ola. Fem's in the house. Me on Facebook as well. Oh, sorry, a Facebook user. I think that's Sheila, but I might be wrong. I can't any Facebook users unless if they've given permission. All I get is Facebook user, but I've got a feeling that's Sheila. Rob, hola, Senor Sean. Finally, decent weather here. About now, Rob was telling me last week it was below. I think he said it was below centigrade, whatever. Can't imagine that, but thankfully, Rob, it's up. Don't forget to hit like buttons as Mandy. Top lady. We got Dave in the house. I'm in the process of buying in Bolwavo, blimey, paperwork. Yes, and you probably sussed out that the Spanish system here is rather sort of laid back, and it's more about whenever or mañana. I got Bonnie down here again, still whinging. Yeah, it's unless you want to pay lots of money, they'll speed it up, but usually it's just whenever. And for Linda, even Sean, hope to be out there in July. Yes, the weather is still looking fantastic, Julie. Thank you much. We got John. You look like James Bond villain, Sean, with that top on. This top is from Primark, believe it or not. Yeah, top stuff, Dave. Yep. You beg for money has shown up. Your bag of money is, yeah, I hope so. David. Liam, just thank top man. I'll take it on about the Sean the drone channel. Evening, Sean, says Steve, top man. Ola Sean, top man from Andy. We got Kev. Evening, Sean, everyone. We got John. Bonnie, will you shut it? Go, off you go. So I can't. Bonnie whinging down there. Obviously, don't want to be here. I think we need to find. Hang on. Let's get the dog up. Come on. Not going to see your head tonight, Bonnie. All right, just stay there. Shut up. I think you will find when you surrender your UK driving license, and when you come back to the UK and live, you will have to try your driving test. Now, as far as I know, John. If you move back to the UK, as far as I know, because this is the thing, see, if a Spanish person's in the UK, apparently they don't have to take a driving test. They can just exchange their license. It's all to do, unfortunately, with the DVLA or something. They don't want to give out details. But yeah, we have to see. I mean, I personally won't be going back, and if I do go back, I'll be too old to drive anyway. But that's one of the other things, and Rob's put up something there. I've got no chance to read. Yeah, top man, Rob. Sean, lots of funds, that's good. And we got Maria and Dave. Evening, Sean. Long time no message. Good to see you, top man. Thank you much, guys. You're top people. We got Rob. Evening from Rob and Julie from Vera Player. Yep, that's well done. Yep. I don't know it. Rob, evening from Rob and Julie from Vera Play. That's what he's put it up twice, isn't he? Spanish Homestead. Hello, guys. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm liking the new drone, mate. It's a fantastic drone. I hope you join my other channel, guys. Would exchanging your UK driving license to an Irish work to get around the problems? Yeah, obviously, that's one of the things that has come up a lot about applying for an Irish, if you can apply for an Irish passport, because obviously at the end of the day, then you become an EU citizen. And if you become an EU citizen, there's no problem then. You just exchange your license like I did. But trying to get hold of an Irish passport has its own problems, no doubt, unless, obviously, if you're Irish. Good evening, and I'm on about Southern Ireland, Northern Ireland. Good evening, Sean. Yogi, you're top man. Well, good to see you in. I know you said he was going to be a bit late tonight, I think. Adrian, hi, Sean. When's the bars doing shows there? So, Adrian, they've already started on Camp Sol, I think, a couple of weekends ago. So we got live entertainment. I know they got on A. I don't really go over much to the other side, but I presume they probably starting up entertainment. But I know weekends, especially on A, all three, the Rendezvous, the Towers Bar, and Cats have some sort of live band on. So yeah, it's already started. Please come over for Jubilee weekend. Can't wait. Good. There's a few things going on, but I can't think of them at the moment. But no doubt on the next show, I will show you. I'm getting the gas stations for just. I've been getting the gas stations just put the 20 cent extra in my tank, yeah, instead of giving it the money back. I think that's what a lot of people are doing as well. I've been putting a little bit more fuel in to make up the difference. Do you need an international driving license to rent a car in Spain as a non-EU tourist? Good question, that, Rob. And that's one I can't really answer. Now, this did come up, believe it or not. I think it's Mike and Yvonne were saying when they drove their car over, they inquired about it, and they actually got an international driving license. I think it's a bit like the old green card in the old days. And it trying to find information on the internet about that, they just got one anyway, just in case it was going to cause a problem. So I can't answer that one, Rob, unfortunately, unless somebody else can. And Stepping Wolf says no, Rob. So that's good to know. I read it and it says no need to have one. I mean, I would imagine a passport you were going to need, but I would have thought, hang on, just flicked it a bit too much there. Thumbs up for the Condado. Well done, John, because John comes from the Condado. Evening, Sean. Good show as always. I know that's Andy, top man Andy. Gosh, Sean, you keep reminding me my dentist appointment tomorrow. Hola, Sean says Slim. Is that Simi? Right, Sharon. Hi, coming over to Stone Campus on the 15th of June for a week. Looking forward to it. The weather's looking good, Sharon. I've got my dog here now. Evening, Sean. Everyone enjoying the show. Some great info. Thank you, Carol, Malcolm. Top people. Rob, what if you want a flexible on your travel plans? I was just put Sean's address down. Yeah, you can put my address down, Rob, but you don't know it, do you? Evening, Sean. Everyone from Sue and Terry, top people. We've got Thomas. We're back in mid-June. Hope to catch you for a coffee. I'll look forward to it, guys. Bruce, Ali, and I are over for the month in June. Sean, it does happen. Look forward to it. Hope to bump. I'll be around, you two guys. I'll be around. Neil, evening, guys. Evening, Sean. I'm off. Hi, Sean. If you're coming to Spain on holiday, your drip is good. Yes. Yep. Your driving license is fine. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Oh, Sean. We are next Wednesday for nearly 2 weeks. Can't wait. Well done, Tony. You're going to love it. The weather's looking good, mate. Golf Club has shows as well. Yes. As shows as well. Yeah, of course they do. Hi, got my mate John to start watching. Well done, Brian. You're a top man. And I think I've caught up with it all. What's the petrol prices like over there in Spain compared to the UK, Sean? Well, Marie and Dave, I haven't got a clue what the petrol's like in the UK, but I would say it's still a little bit cheaper. Don't forget, here, diesel was still cheaper than unleaded petrol, but I think at the moment with the 20 cents off, I think we're talking like 175, but I might be wrong on that. I don't, to be honest, I usually stick in 30 euros, but lately I've been sticking in 40 to 50 euros. But I'm right in thinking the price of fuel is cheaper here. I've been hearing people driving down France is really expensive, but I would say it's a little bit cheaper than the UK. But then maybe that's because we're in euros. Yeah. So let's get back to I was on about. Right, Bonnie, you're going to have to get off my lap now. Come on. Well done. Right, UK driving license exchange for Spanish driving licenses. A disclaimer. Here is the information off the internet, and I personally have just read that, and I. So anyway, I've got this information off the internet. I don't know anybody personally that actually gone and done the test. Now, I've had a few people send me some messages about other people that's gone forward for the test, and obviously information. And there's loads of information because as from the 1st of May of this year, if you've been living in Spain for 6 months, and we were talking about recently, if you haven't exchanged your license already, you're going to have to take a Spanish driving test. Now, some people seem to think that you don't have to, but I can personally say you do. Once you've been here 6 months, if you get stopped by the police, you're going to either get your car taken off you, or you're going to get a heavy fine. And I would imagine personally you're going to lose your license as well. So at the moment, and I would also check on the British consulate site in Spain. The guy has been putting up stuff recently, but as always, it doesn't seem to be going anywhere. So I think if your time's coming up on your 6 months, you want to start sorting it out, because it can take. Now in this area, if you want to take your driving test, our nearest place for a test is over at Lorca, and reading the information on getting already, it can take up to 6 months. So, we're talking a long time. And to be honest, it's going to cause a lot of problems. I know a few people personally that are in that predicament. So I'm going to read off as much as I can for you guys. As of the 1st of May, 2022, if you've been living in Spain for 6 months, you will also be a resident. You will have to exchange your UK driving license for a Spanish one, which means taking a theory test, a physical examination, and the driving test. You must be a resident to exchange your driving license. So if you're not a resident, you don't need to worry about it. Now, obviously, one of the first things is about if you're coming over on holiday, or you've got a holiday home here, and I know a lot of people have been saying this now, you can stay here for your 90 days and you ain't got to worry. But what I will say is, this has cropped up as well over the past couple of weeks. Some people, some of the holiday owners, I should say, have got a padron, and they've all I think it's the N332. It's a Spanish sort of information site. I've also said, and I believe it's also come up on the British consulate. If you got a padron, you shouldn't have a padron for a start. But some people obtain a padron mainly because they've bought a car to get them to and from the airport. But in some places where you go and buy a car, they would only accept a padron as well. So that's why they've gone and got a padron. But they're saying now, go down to the town hall straight away and get yourself off the padron, because if you get stopped by the police, as far as the police are concerned, if you've got a padron, you're a resident, and they'll fine you for it. And this is what's come up past couple of weeks. A couple of people have been pulled over by the police, and obviously they're trying to explain but the police don't want to know that. So if you're a holiday owner and you've got a padron, you don't need to have a padron. Get yourself taken off from the town hall. How you do that, it will depend on whereabouts you are in Spain. Some places you can do it online, no doubt. You've got digital signature, things like that, or you just got to go to your town hall. Right. I want to thank David for his comment. David sent me a message the other day on my messenger, and I'm going to read off what's happened to this person. I'm 65, almost 66. I've never had a bump in my life. Tempting fate, I know. I think that while I accept the law is the law, and I'm certainly capable of taking tests, it feels ridiculous that I may have to do one. I am about to receive my residency, but if the above is going to happen, I may well cancel my residency and just use my home in Spain for the 6 months of the year. Then I don't need to take the test. Now, this is a lot of other people have been saying this. I noticed on some of the Spanish expats, Spanish sites, they were saying this, that they're just going to do the 90 days, go back to the UK, and then obviously come back 90 days later, so they get their 6 months in, and do it that. Because, and I think personally, I would be the same. I would be a bit intimidated taking a driving test again now. And this is what he's going on about, really. He thinks it's a discrimination against residents that are not here full time, and taking the test, especially when you're a lot older. We're not all on the ball, and to be quite honest, some of the drivers here in Spain are not brilliant anyway. Anyway, this is what he's on about. He might just, or even worse, he might even think about moving to another country like Portugal, which Portugal's got a much better response. And I think this is probably, or he's saying he might even go to Turkey, which is a non-EU country. But anyway, that's was one of the comments that's coming up quite a bit lately on some of the expat sites about they're not happy about taking this test. And obviously the British government or whoever has been sat on it for quite a while now, and now it's all happened. Some people have been caught out on it, and they're not happy about doing all this, exchanging their license. To be honest, I passed my test, and that's it. But anyway, right, the ferry test. So if you're going to do this, the ferry test, you can study at home. You can test yourself on the ferry test, which is online apparently. Now, in the actual exam, there's 30 questions, and there's a pass mark of 90%. So you can only get 3 wrong. Now, I've been told apparently there's 2,000. There's 2,000 questions. Obviously, they're going to pick 30 of those randomly, but you can try it at home online. The actual test, but the actual test for the ferry test will be at the local driving school. That may differ from each region. Obviously, maybe there'll be a proper testing site, but it does say you have to go to the driving school. There'll be a classroom, and you can take your ferry test. I've got cramp in my leg. And it lasts apparently 30 minutes. And this may obviously vary in each region. Now, the physical examination test, I call it the medical. Now, don't forget all this, guys, you've got to be a resident. If you're not a resident, you can't do any of this. So just remember that, bear that in mind. The physical examination, part of that is coordination test, a vision and hearing test, and this may also vary from each region, because when I took mine in Mazaron, I didn't have to do the coordination test. Now, the coordination test is a thing with 2 little handles, and you've got to mess about with some dots or something. But what I did was, we went to a room downstairs. I had my glasses on. I'd covered my eyes. I mean, the ball was probably as far as I am away to the screen as you are. I can't remember the hearing test unless he was just, because he was talking to me. I didn't have to keep saying what. So maybe that was passed. And I think I paid €40 for that. But that also may vary from each region. Right, the driving test. They recommend, even though you might be a fantastic driver, they still recommend that you've got to have at least 5 lessons before you've taken the test. Now, you could, I mean, obviously, you have to go to a driving school, and they may obviously vary as well from each region, but the government is saying you've got to have at least 5 lessons before you take your actual driving test. Not sure about, will it be in English, or not, also about, could you have a translator in the back seat? Now, obviously, this is one of the other confusing things. Some places are saying, yes, they're going to have it, you can do it in English. Some other places are saying, no, you can't have a translator, because it's going to put off the info. But I can't say anything on that, because I don't know, guys. And trying to find information on that side of it, about, some people say, yes, you can do your test in English. And then other people are saying, no, you can't, because I'm not getting no. I've asked a couple of weeks back if anybody's actually gone through it and done it. So, and obviously, like I said, it's going to vary from each region. Now, fees for the test itself, for the actual driving test is 94.05 euro cents, and ridiculous. And you still got to pay for your driving license card, which costs 99.77. Why they make it to a full sum, I do not know. And obviously, some driving schools may charge a processing fee. So if you've got a load of information and whatever, I don't know. So they're saying, really, if you're an experienced driver and you just take the 5 lessons, you pass the theory and the physical examination and the driving test, you could be paying out as much as €400, or the minimal at least. This is what's been coming up on the sites. And it could take 6 months from start to finish. So check out the local driving schools, guys, and see what offers they got on. Now, some of them do offer, especially about the ferry thing. And I wish I could give you more information on that, but I'm just getting it off the internet at the moment. And some people say you can do this and that, but is it true? But this is what they're saying, 6 months at a time. And it could, from anybody else, it's passed the test question. I mean, this is a question I'm asking really is, what if you have an Irish passport, but an English address in the UK on your driving license? Is that allowed? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, obviously there must be a lot of people that's like that predicament who are born in Ireland, but they've moved to the UK. They've got a UK address. Is that allowed? I don't know. This could all change. Obviously, this could all change overnight with the UK and the Spanish government coming up with an agreement. Because somebody told me tonight that they've had an agreement, but I haven't seen nothing of that, and it's to do with the UK database. But yeah, so always keep checking the UK Gov site, guys, for updates. Obviously, I would imagine as soon as it has been approved, it's going to be all over the news and things like that. I'm just checking the time. All right. What I will do here, I'm just going to refer to a free magazine. They don't sponsor me or nothing, but it's a great magazine, I must say, Coast to Coast. And there's a thing in there written by David Wright. He's quite worth looking at his stuff as well. He's got an online site apparently, but he was saying on there, which is interesting, when this is about here in Spain, you have free strike. It's called the free strike rule. Now, I don't know about this. You have 3 goes at passing both the theory test and the practical test. That's 3 fails in total. So if you fail the theory test twice, then you only have 1 go at failing the practical test. 3 fails, and you have to start over again and pay again. So how true that is, I do not know, but I've heard about this free strike rule. Once you pass your practical and theory test, you will receive a Spanish driving license. However, you will need to pay, which I've just gone over. One of the other thing is, they did say the minimal could be €400, and the worst of it could be 1,500, depending on how bad you are driving. And what they mean by that, I do not know. And also, some people have said the actual this is what I'm getting off the internet, is the test itself is not that difficult, and I think that's only a 30-minute drive around. But yeah, I think that's about it really. I've got time. Yeah, I've got 5 minutes there. And no doubt I've got a few questions on there. Let's have a look. Let's have a look on there now. I think, oopsie daisy, pressed the wrong button there. I can't. Let's have a look. All right, there we go. You're not in focus, not clear, says John. Okay. Yeah, I mean, don't forget, guys, obviously sometimes on the internet, it does go a bit blurry. Don't forget, it's only a 720 camera. But if the internet's not both ends, sometimes people say and rewatch it again. Any chance of putting where we are? Yeah, here we go. All right. If you take the Padron issue to High Court, Yeah, don't Yogi, don't worry about that bit. That's something. This is something to do with people that are holiday owners. Nothing to do with if you're applying for non. Obviously, if you're applying to be on a non-lucrative visa, yeah, you're gonna be a resident. Obviously, one thing, and you're gonna have a patron. So don't get that mixed up with holiday owners. Holiday owners, because they can only stay here for 90 days, and obviously, there's nothing about tax as well, isn't it? Any chance of putting 50? Well, that's another thing, isn't it? Or bottle of whiskey. Sean, did mine in 86. Just a bit of a Pac-Man, collect the license. Yeah, I mean, obviously this has all changed now. Obviously with this Brexit thing about retaking your driving test, and obviously the worst thing of it, if it been a Spanish test, and we still don't know 100% that will all instructors be able to speak English. I mean, in some sense, why should they speak English? You know, we're in a foreign country, so we got to learn their language. And I know last year on Campus Soul, they were actually running classes, obviously learn turn left, turn right, stop, things like that, which is pretty. Going back to car, anyone know reasons why? Rob, as always, they're putting it across that there's a shortage around the world. Yeah, I mean, that's another extortionate thing I hear, but I hear that's the same all over. But I know you find it very hard to find a really good car hire, cheap car hire, I should say. Yeah, so Yogi just answered that question. Gringo tax, yeah. You can transfer your license for an Irish license. Only issue is that you have to have it. Yeah. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? You've got to prove where you're staying. And I would imagine if you got an Irish passport, but you'll say your driving license has got a UK address, that will be the hard thing to try and explain. And I don't know that question. It's expensive all over Europe now. So we're talking about the thingy, Mandy. Not blurry on mine. Well done, because I don't look blurry, do I? I mean, I've got a few wrinkles. Have you been drinking, Mandy? How rude is that, Yogi? Holiday makers can drive 6 months on the UK lines. However, insurance will only cover you usually for free. Yeah, I mean, I suppose that's the other thing about being a holiday maker. If you've got a car here, I don't know how that works, obviously, because you're not going to be driving it. Only for 6 months, probably the longest. So that's something, obviously, I would imagine the insurance company's going to answer for. And I think somebody's just come up here, cheaper car hire on Jules Spain. So worth checking that out, guys. Okay, so I'm coming up to our past. Now, next month's show, which is, you can see it's all done professionally here, isn't it? So next month's live show, which you can see is the June the 30th. So we've got a whole month. I'm going to be chatting to a guy called Chris, and he's from Upsticks in Spain. He's got an internet. You can check out his site. So remember Upsticks. He's also got a YouTube channel as well. He's based in the south of Spain, down near Malaga way. I'm not, fingers crossed it happened, because he couldn't make it this time. But he's going to come on to the show, and hopefully we'll have some questions for him. And he's going to be talking about tax and also non-lucrative visas, because he does a lot of that sort of to-ing and fro-in. And he's going to give you, he's what I call a professional, because that's his job. And he can give you the true facts on those sort of things, especially if you're moving out to Spain. Because some people seem to think you can still come to Spain and then apply for your residency. Well, as far as I know, you can't. But this guy will be able to tell you, Chris. So he's going to come. He's going to come on the show on 30th of June. So I hope you look forward to that. Is there anything else I've missed? I think that's about it. Yeah, that's it. I'll just remind you. He's going to be talking about non-lucrative visas. Obviously, if you've got the money, we can talk about gold visas as well. And obviously exchanging number plates on your car. Obviously, if you've got an English car, you want it registered Spanish, things like that. and we will probably converge on the tax because I have to pay tax this year. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to stop there then because I'm on the hour. Don't forget, I'll do a daily vlog every day now, and that's doing pretty well. So I want to thank everybody that's been on the show tonight. Most appreciate it. I've got 71 in the house, top people, and I'll see you next month on that. But I will be back tomorrow on the daily vlogs. So stay safe and keep happy. That's the main thing. Enjoy life, and I keep saying hasta luego, but anyway, adios amigos. I'll catch you next time. I'm going to put on the ND bit. I'm going to find it. Where's the ND bit? Here it is. So adios amigos. Catch you next time, guys.